All right. Hopefully you've had a chance to gather all your things. Clearly we have a bunch of stuff right here. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. My name is Julie, and I'm a level 2 Warriors at Ease teacher. This is Bryant. He has offered to be our student every week so graciously, which is great. And today we are here to guide you through a 30-minute restorative yoga class that is designed to create a greater sense of ease in the mind and the body using gentle supported movement along with our breath. So let's get started. We're going to start on our backs today and find a little bit of a connection to our breath. So lots of options here. Bryant's going to take a towel. You can take a blanket or a pillow underneath the head and just start in a comfortable shape on your back where you feel supported. If you do have low back pain, I recommend taking a version of constructive rest here, bringing the feet to the floor and knees up towards the ceiling to find support in the low back. Beautiful place to go. Really grounding, also being able to place your feet on the ground. If you do want to extend the legs long, you can take a bolster underneath the knees for support in the low back as well. Right, do you want that?
Yeah, let's try that.
So lots of versions, lots of options here. Find a space that feels comfortable, restful, restorative, supported. Before we begin, always remember this is your yoga, your practice, and really allowing that to be what it is and checking in physically, emotionally, what works for you and what doesn't. Everything here is just an offering and it's just an opportunity. And you always have the option to change it up, take something different that feels better for you today. And no thank you. No thank you is always an option as well. So just always know that those things are available to you. And really the beauty of our yoga practice is it can be made into something that works just for us, being able to tune into the body and tune into the breath and really honor exactly where we are at in that moment. And it will shift and it will change day by day, moment by moment, and even throughout your practice. So can you really invite that space to treat this practice as yours? No need to make your shapes look like anybody else's. We are not the same people. We are not in the same bodies. We don't come with the same stuff. So arrive, settle in, let the body just feel heavier and heavier, more supported. Take a moment to check in with the physical body. Maybe taking a gentle body scan, moving from head all the way out through the end of the body, checking in with the areas in the body that feel like they're tight or stuck or gripping or holding on to tension. And as we settle deeper into this practice today, can you soften around those edges, create space for yourself, create a deeper sense of ease? If it feels right in the body today, I invite you to close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel right, always the option to just find a nice soft gazing point above you. And I'll cue the breath for our practice. And again, if that doesn't feel right for you, find your own natural rhythm of breath that works best. Take a really big inhale here. Allow yourself to arrive. And a big cleansing exhale. Moving into a breath practice that we call balanced breath. Finding this connection to breath and to body, and also a way to calm and regulate the nervous system. We'll start by breathing in for a count of 4 into the belly and then into the chest. And then exhaling for a count of 4, allowing everything to fall down at the same time. Maybe placing a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart space, finding that connection to the breath and to the body, really noticing the rise and the fall, the movement of the breath. If you want to move forward with that, just gently start to empty out the lungs. And then start to inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that rhythm of breath. Just pause, observe, notice any sensations. Just taking inventory. Can you get really curious, not critical? And when you're ready, just gently roll over onto one side if you have props underneath you to remove those props. We're going to start taking a little bit of gentle movement with no props here. Just getting into the body, moving with the breath. Stretch out on your back. So remove props from underneath you. If you need that towel underneath the head, awesome, keep that there. Or you can lay down just on your mat. And we're coming into this morning stretch. So reach those arms above your head, finding length in the body and stretching that lower body out long. And can you reach into opposite sides of the room? You might flare the rib cage and give a little bit of an arch in the back, stretching those feet away from you, feeling that stretch all along the front side of the body. And then maybe draw the rib cage in and start to pull the feet towards the face like you're standing on the floor so you can feel the stretch all along the back side of your body. Checking in with those little edges, noticing where you might feel tight or stuck. And then when you're ready, take those legs, draw them towards each other, and then you'll start to bring the feet down to the bottom right corner of the mat, keeping those legs somewhat together, or what feels right for you. Drawing those hips down to the ground, and then if you need a little bit more here, you might take that left ankle and cross it just right on top of the right, enhancing this a little bit into the hips. And then start to move the upper body over to that same side. So we're seeking a stretch, a sensation all along the left side body. I call this the breathing banana asana, very technical terms. And then settle into this shape. You might grab for opposite elbows or grab the opposite wrist. You might just let the shoulders and arms go all together, bringing it more into a goalpost. So wherever you have the most space. Can you check in and really find some softness and some ease here? Checking in with the face and the eyes and the jaw. And then really bringing some space into the belly, some softness into the breath, the hips and the glutes. And then start to lengthen the breath. Take a big inhale, fill up the whole left side body. And a big exhale. Feeling stretch in the intercostal muscles, those little muscles in between the ribs. Big inhale. Where can you settle in on the exhale? Bringing the spine into this healthy lateral flexion, a place it doesn't always go. One more big breath in. Soften on that breath out. If you've crossed the ankles, just gently uncross the ankles. Bring that upper body back into the middle and then gently bring those legs back into the center. And then when the body is ready, start to bring those legs, drawing them over to the left, bottom left corner of your mat. And again, option to take that right ankle on top of the left if that feels right in the body and you need to bring a little bit of a deeper sensation here. And then drawing that upper body over to that same side. This time we're seeking a stretch all along that right side body. And then how can you settle into this shape? How can you soften in here? Start with the face and the jaw. Drop those shoulders down into the ground beneath you. Can you find a space in the upper body where there's no work? Find buoyancy in your breath and in your tummy. And then really take a big breath in here, arrive. And then a big exhale to settle into this shape. Finding that stretch all along the right side body, really feeling this in the rib cage, maybe from the right armpit all the way down to the right hip. Finding that healthy lateral flexion all along the other side of the body into the spine. Big breath in. Big exhale. Last breath in this shape, fill it up. And then allow the exhale to create space. Nice work. Gently uncross those ankles. If you've crossed them, bring the upper body back into the center, and then those legs will follow. Always allowing the body to just settle before it moves into the next shape with no rush. We don't have to be anywhere. And draw those knees gently into the chest for this little squeeze. You might wrap those hands on top of the shins or on the knees or maybe behind the thighs. And you might start to take some gentle movement here, gently moving those knees from left to right, maybe making little circles in one direction and then the other, getting that nice little massage in the low back. And there's also an opportunity here to check in. How is the low back responding today? How are the hip flexors showing up? When you're ready, drop those feet down to the ground. Knees will stay up towards the ceiling, and then start to walk those feet about hips width distance apart, maybe wider. Taking movement with breath here, be really gentle with yourself. Take a big inhale up through center. And then on your exhale, let both knees fall down gently to the right side of your body. Keeping those feet wide, you're coming into a little bit of a hip flexor flush. Inhale, bring those knees back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, drop both knees down to the left side. Good. Inhale through center. Exhale, dropping them to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, gently dropping those knees down to the left side. One more each side. Inhale through center. Use that breath to exhale, dropping them down to the right. One more inhale through center. And then exhale, gently dropping them down to the left. And then inhale through center. Let's drop them down to the right side and make our way into a fetal shape, rolling onto our right side. So just coming onto the right side body, you might use that bottom arm, that right arm as a pillow. Taking that left hand in front of the chest, using it for support, gently curling those knees into the chest, allowing your spine to come into a place of no effort, a lot of support here, taking all the pressure off of the spine. Taking a couple breaths here, maybe there's an intention that you'd like to set for your practice or the rest of the day or the rest of the week. What do you need right now? What do you need to rest, recover, restore? There's a lot of stuff going on in our world, and it's really important to come back and really create a safe space for ourselves, to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves during this time so that we may show up the way we want to. When you're ready, just take that left hand, place it in front of the chest, and then start to push into both hands, coming up to a seat so we can arrange our props for the next shape. We're going to move into this supported open twist or a gentle open twist. Lots of options here. So if you want that supported twist, grab your bolster. You might even take a blanket and lay it across your mat, just like that. And then bringing that right hip up towards that bolster, draw those knees together and curl those feet behind you. You'll take a nice long spine and then kind of start to bend over onto your side body to start. And then leaving the knees where they are, start to peel that left shoulder open, opening up the chest towards the ceiling. So you can open those arms all the way out. Lots of options here. If the bolster is too much height underneath, you can take a blanket or you can remove all props together. So wherever you feel the most restful. I love the option of taking a blanket, he's already there, in between the knees, helps support that low back. Also, most of us have tight shoulders, so taking a blanket underneath that left shoulder for a little bit more support. How's that feel? So using whatever you need to find the most restful version of this shape for yourself. Take a really big inhale. Allow yourself to arrive to this shape. And then on your exhale, how can you settle in here? Where can you soften? Where can you find space for yourself? Always checking in with those big muscles that love to hold on to tension. So checking in with the jaw. Can you soften around the jaw? Can you create some ease and space in the shoulders, into the tummy and the hips and the glutes and the tops of the thighs? This supported open twist supports the spine in healthy rotation and gently decompresses the spine. Stretches our chest, our shoulders, our outer hip. It might help to relieve lower back pain and sometimes even some hip pain. If you do have any spinal injuries, please skip this pose. Couple more breaths here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Noticing sometimes you get halfway into a shape and the body needs to fidget or move or find a little bit of a different version to settle in. That's super normal. So just give yourself whatever you need to keep settling into the shapes, to keep finding softness and ease for yourself. You might start to take the gaze out over that left shoulder if you'd like to bring this stretch into the cervical spine, into the neck, but really be careful, check in with how the neck is feeling today. And again, you can always try something, and if it's not working, no thank you, put it back. A few more breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale. Let's take two more. Big inhale, fill it up. And then allow the breath on the exhale to settle in. Last one in this shape, really fill it up. Let the belly rise, let the chest expand. And then exhale. And really gently, slowly making your way into the other side. You can leave everything where it is or come all the way up. I think Bryant's going to push himself up out of the shape first. If you have props, that's the easier way. And then just switching sides, you can roll over onto that left hip. Gently curl those knees towards you and those feet can tuck in behind you. If you know you liked that blanket underneath the left shoulder, you can just move it gently to the other side of your mat and that towel between the knees. Take that left side body over that bolster or blanket or nothing at all, and then just start to peel open the chest towards the ceiling, drawing that right shoulder down to the ground or on top of that towel for extra support, just giving it lift. You're bringing the ground closer to you so you're not reaching for anything. So you can really let gravity do the work here. So you can let the body be really supported and held here. Take a really big inhale, allow yourself to arrive. And exhale, where can you settle in here? Can you allow the upper body just to rest heavy? So no work in the upper body and those arms. Can you allow the ground to hold them? Soften the face and find space in the jaw. You might take the gaze out over that right shoulder if that feels right in the body, in the neck. Be really kind to yourself. Our necks carry a lot of tension. Hold on to a lot of stress. So be kind to the neck. Really check in and notice what's right for you today. This shape can also bring a sense of receptivity and possibility with that chest and that heart space really open. Allowing that stretch in the shoulders here. You might take those palms and flip them up towards the ceilings, really opening up the chest a little bit more, opening up the shoulder joints. And then notice if the hips are holding on to tension, if they're gripping, can you create some ease around the lower body? So allowing gravity to do the work here. Maybe even noticing the natural length of each inhale and exhale. You're here for a few more breaths. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. 2 more big breath in. And a really big breath out. Nice and slow. Big inhale here. Big exhale. Let's take one more together. Big breath in. And really long, slow exhale. You can bring that right arm up and over, curling back into a fetal shape onto your side, and just press into both hands and start to make your way up out of this shape, always being really gentle when you move your way out, allowing that body to settle and respond and shift in its own speed. We're going to check in to an open heart pose next. So props that are needed, this is really different for everybody. The invitation here is to elevate and open up the upper body and the chest. So you can take your bolster and place it at the top of your mat lengthwise. This is a really simple way to do this. If you need more height, you can stack a couple of blocks underneath that bolster. If you want a little bit more of an incline, you can take one block on the lowest level underneath that bolster and then take one higher and then drape your bolster or your blanket that way so you can create more of an incline. It's up to you. Lots of options here. We just want that heart elevated and open, especially underneath those shoulder blades. So wherever you decide to land, get your setup all there. Bring that base of your spine to wherever you've set that up, the bolster, the blankets, the blocks. Start to lay the upper body down over that support system, allowing that upper body, the chest, to be super open here. And then again, in the lower body, lots of options. Where do you need to be? You might take that constructive rest if there is a tense low back or a little bit of pain, or it's just a little bit tender today, taking the feet to the floor, knees up towards the ceiling. You might stretch the legs long here, just finding some softness in the hip flexors and the psoas muscle. You might take a bolster or a blanket underneath the knees.
Yeah.
You can even take feet together and knees wide, coming more into this butterfly shape in the lower body, but knowing that that has a lot of pressure on the low back. So find some support here. If you've taken that shape, I highly recommend taking blocks underneath the knees and the thighs. And then a really beautiful option to set you up here, this little like bonus, is taking a towel or a blanket and folding it the long way. I'll get you guys there, I promise. So it's the longer, thinner fold. And then taking that blanket, you can wrap it on top of the ankles. Underneath the ankles, and then wrap on top of it and put that blanket there so that there's this nice cushion underneath the feet and this nice weight on top of the feet for a more grounding sensation. So just give yourself a moment to find whatever props you need here for the most sense of support and ease in this shape. Find a place that feels effortless and restful for you. Really allow gravity to do the work. Opening up that chest. I love taking the palms here and flipping them up towards the ceiling to create more openness in the chest. If it feels safe, close the eyes. Allow the body just to settle in here. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, can you settle in just a little bit deeper here? Take any fidgets or any adjustments that you might need to find the shape that works best for you. You're not stuck in any one shape. If something's not working, definitely switch it up. This is a beautiful space to really feel the length of the inhales and the length of the exhales. And notice the spaciousness in the breath, in the belly, in the chest. This shape supports healthy spinal extension. And then if you've taken this butterfly shape with the lower body, it helps support healthy external hip rotation. It allows for this gentle stretch throughout the chest and the shoulders. We, as the 2020 human beings, walk around throughout our days really kind of hunched over in the whole front side body, with our shoulders hunched in, our backs curved, our chins tucked, our pelvis is tucked. And this shape takes that 2020 human being and really helps alleviate the physical contraction of stress and opens up the whole front side body. When we're in a place of fight, flight, freeze, the nervous system's job is to protect the body. And so that contraction of the muscles and the contraction of that whole front side is just a natural response. This shape takes us into a place where we can come into more of a rest, restore, recover. Big breath in. And a big exhale. Can you allow each exhale to take you deeper and deeper into this shape? Really allowing your props to support you, allowing gravity to do the work here. Again, really checking in and noticing those areas in the body that like to hold on to tension. Are you gripping? Can you soften around those edges? Checking in with the face, checking in with the cheeks and the jaw. Can you allow those shoulders to feel heavy beneath you, the belly to feel buoyant and spacious with the breath? Can you allow the whole lower part of your body to feel really held and supported here by the ground? Effortless. We'll be here for 3 more breaths together. Take them in your own speed and your own rhythm, allowing full expression of each inhale and each exhale. Last breath here together. Big inhale, fill it up. Long, slow exhale. So good. Gently making your way out of this shape. If you've taken that butterfly shape, gently take those hands underneath each knee and just push those knees together. Remove those props. You can leave your bolster or your pillow or your blankets where they are. We're going to move into a supported child's pose, moving into a forward fold shape to counter that little bit of a back bend that we just took. So finding that bolster in front of you, I really like the option of taking the blocks underneath the bolster for a little bit more lift. So you can stack those blocks, one maybe in between the knees, and then take that bolster on top of those. If you know you liked that incline before, keep that incline there. Or you can take the bolster and stack a few blankets to bring that height even more up to you. And you can start on those hands and knees in more of a tabletop shape, drawing those knees around the bolster. And then start to sink those hips down towards the heels. And once you arrive there, you can drape the chest down over that bolster. Do you want to come further back? No. And then if the hips don't meet the heels, Beautiful option here for some extra support. Taking a blanket or a towel in between for a little bit more comfort here, a little bit more support, the heels and the hips. How's that feel?
Yeah.
So finding again your version of this shape. What does that need to feel like for you today? Can you allow this practice of yoga to be a sensation-based practice instead of something that's visual and based on the way these shapes look? It doesn't really matter what they look like. They'll look different for every single one of us. So what does it feel like? Big breath in. Really allow yourself to arrive here. And then on your exhale, can you settle in to this shape just a little bit more? Softening the chest down onto that bolster or pillow. Really finding space here around the hips and the glutes. Can you release that tension, that gripping? Maybe even visualizing the breath moving through those parts of the body that feel like they're holding on to the tension. And as you visualize the breath moving through those parts of the body, softening and finding ease and space here. And then check in. Maybe give the jaw a little wiggle or a little motion like you're yawning. And can you even drop the tongue away from the roof of the mouth? There is a connection that they're finding between the tension in the jaw and the tension in the hips. And both of those areas of the body respond when we're in a place of fight or flight in our nervous system. And so softening the jaw can sometimes soften around the hips and vice versa. So just checking in and noticing if there's any correlation for you. The shape has healthy flexion in our spine, and it gently stretches the back, the glutes, and the quadriceps, which are the tops of our thighs. The shape can help soothe anxiety and restlessness, creating this sense of grounding, connection. It might even help create a bigger sense of calm and steadiness. If you've taken one cheek to the bolster, opportunity to switch cheeks and just kind of balance out that stretch in the neck. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Take them at your own speed, your own rhythm. Don't rush. Nice long inhales and nice long exhales. Maybe even allowing the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale, another tool that we have to help calm and regulate our nervous system. Longest, slowest breath in this shape. Inhale, fill it up. Nice, slow exhale. We'll be moving into our final resting shape. I'm always surprised how quickly this goes. I always need about 20 more minutes. But if you know that you love to take your final resting shape right where you are in the supported child's pose, great. If you'd like to start to make your way out of it, bring those hands up towards the hips. Start to lift the chest up off that support system that you created and remove those props. And you can make your way into whatever final resting shape works best for you today, right now. You can take a traditional shavasana, which is laying on the back with the legs stretched long, chest up towards the ceiling. You can add whatever props you might need. Bryant's taken a block underneath his head and the bolster underneath the knees for a little bit more support in the low back. You might take that constructive rest with feet on the ground and knees up towards the ceiling for that extra support in the low back as well. Maybe child's pose, maybe fetal shape on your side. Maybe you lay down on your tummy. Maybe you curl up on the couch somewhere. Whatever works for you right now. I love that option of the blanket on top of the torso, just creating a deeper sense of grounding. wherever you are, whatever final resting shape you've chosen for yourself today. Really gift yourself these next moments to find a space where you can be at ease. Create space for yourself in your mind and in your body. Soften in the cheeks. And soften into the jaw. Allow the backside of your body to feel supported and heavy, grounded. And allow your breath to come to a space that feels sweet, soft, maybe even effortless. And if you wish to remain in this final resting shape, feel free to do so as long as you need. If you need to start to move forward with your day, just gently start to make your way out of this shape. Start by wiggling the fingers and the hands, the extremities of your body. Maybe gently roll your head from left to right. You might even come back into that morning stretch where we were in the beginning, reaching the arms above the head and the legs long. Lots of options here. Take a really sweet inhale, fill it up. And open your mouth, big exhale. Do one more, just like that, big breath in. And then open your mouth, big exhale. And the invitation on our last breath here as a collective is to tense up every little last inch of your body for that full inhale. So you might make fists, you might scrunch and tense up the legs, you might scrunch up the face, make it so like a little prune, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. So squeeze everything in for that full inhale, as tight as you can, create that tension. And then as you exhale, slowly, gently, start to soften into every last inch of your body. And then finally softening into the breath. Pause and observe here just for a moment that deeper sense of relaxation that you've created for yourself. An opportunity to stay right here, or if you'd like to make your way up to a seat to formally seal in our practice together, you start to remove your props and then just gently roll over onto your side and make your way up to a seat, where you can seal in your practice from your final resting shape if that's what feels amazing to you right now. Wherever you've decided to land, if you're in a seat, I invite you to rest your hands somewhere where it feels authentic to you. So it might be hands on your thighs. It might be hands at heart center, which is traditional in yoga, gesture of gratitude. It might be one hand on the heart and the other hand on top of that, really finding this connection to the body and to the breath. Make it authentic to you. Make it real to you. Go somewhere that feels right where you need to be. I'm going to end with a really gentle, loving kindness meditation. You can take this meditation for whatever you need. If it's for yourself, if it's for a friend or a loved one, if it's for a community, what do you need right now? And just gently and silently repeat these words to that person or yourself. May you be happy. May you be healthy in mind, body, and soul. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Thank you so much for joining us as part of the Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience class. We really hope you enjoyed today's class, found some more space, found some more, ease in the body and in the mind. Super important to do that. This will be on the YouTube channel shortly whenever you guys need it. I suggest making a subscription and just signing up. You can see all the classes and all the beautiful offerings that the Warriors at Ease teachers have brought during this Operation Remote Resilience. So you can go back and even click on some of your favorites. So this is Julie and Bryant signing off of Warriors at Ease Operation Remote Resilience in health, resilience, and connection. Namaste, you guys. Have a great day.